four numbers, 4,000,001. The magic numbers as the Blue Jays take on the Angels. Next on TSN.
Labatt's Blue Jays baseball on TSN. Brought to you by Labatt's Blue. Now you're laughing. And by Esso Associates and Imperial Oil. You're on your way with Esso. And by your local bottler of Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing.
It's an historic night at SkyDome as the Toronto Blue Jays try and clinch the East in front of their 4 millionth fan. As the players get set inside, it's a festive move outside of SkyDome. Hello, I'm Jim Hughson with Buck Martinez. We're pleased to be a part of this night of the 4 millionth fan. Glad you could be a part of it, too. Who could have imagined on April 7th, 1977, in that snow-covered game down by the lake, that in 91 the Blue Jays would be playing for a championship under a retractable dome with their 4 millionth fan watching? It's an incredible success story. What's the secret?
Jim, there's no magic to it. They put a good product on the field, and the fans want to see it. The Blue Jays have been very successful on the field. They've got a good ball club, and once again, they're competing for a championship, and that's why they draw on 4 million people.
Let's put this 4 million fan business into perspective. There were many years in the early days of the American League when the whole league didn't draw 4 million fans, and the state-of-the-art franchise, I guess, has been the Dodgers, and in Southern California, they've only been able to get to 3.6 million.
Well, there's a lot of pride surrounding the Toronto Blue Jays, and it's national pride because people in Canada think this is their national team. Blue Jays done a great job of marketing, but it still gets back to that bottom line. You got to have a winning baseball club.
There's the makings of a big party inside, and I'm going to get in to be a big part of it. I've got a ticket, so I'll see you inside.
All right,
now,
I need
okay?
to pick mine up. Hey, buddy, you going to be long? Hey, Paul, what's up?
I had tickets left for me by Buck Martinez, and they're not here.
They're not there. They should
Once
be.
again.
Well, let me tell you, what do you feel like? 4 million fans. Did you think you'd ever accomplish that?
Well, I never thought we'd do a Buck, but, you know, we set out at the beginning of the year, and Bob Nicholson, Markle, and their group used that as a goal. I think they've achieved it as of tonight, and I think they're all very proud, and they should be.
Well, they certainly should. Where do you go from here? How do you top this?
Well, I think we can only top it by going a little bit further this year. I mean, we can add a few more games at the end of the season. We got a couple in the playoffs, a couple in the World Series, and it would be a wonderful conclusion.
Inside, on the mound, Tom Candiotti and his knuckleball go up against right-hander Joe Gray of the California Angels. This is Labatt's Blue Jays baseball on TSN. Well, if the Blue Jays are to clinch it tonight, they win this one, they'll deserve it. They're going to try and mount a comeback against the toughest closer in the American League this year. Brian Harvey has been sensational. Notched his 45th save here on Monday night, and he's on to face the top of the order. So Buck, they have the right part of the order up to try and get something going against this tough pitcher.
Well, Jim, they certainly do, but Brian Harvey, probably the premier relief pitcher in baseball this year. Outstanding combination, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 87-mile-an-hour forkball that looks like a hard spitter. He has had good command of his fastball all year long. That's been the main root of his success.
A run is walked in. Tony Phillips is up. One-run ball game there, and a base hit here. Devon White with a leadoff single in the bottom of the ninth.
Harvey likes to get ahead of the hitters with a good fastball. He gets one right down Broadway. White was geared for it and hammers it by the second baseman into center field. Leadoff base hit, and this is the part of the order that the Blue Jays have counted on all year long. Jim, because Parrish has just come into the game, it might be a time to try him because he's really not had a chance to get good and loose.
White has stolen 33, but he hasn't been stealing much lately. In fact, he's stolen only one in his last 22 games. Parrish in because Horton
was pinch run 4. Tigers rally snuffed in the 8th inning with the bases loaded. 1-run game to the bottom of the 8th at Fenway Park. Swing and a miss by Alomar, strike 1.
Jim, he was looking for one of those walk-away jobs right there. But if he got a hold of that one, this thing would have been over.
White dives back into first base.
The thing about having White at first base, Harvey might not get to his forkball as quickly as he would if there weren't a base runner on. That plays into Alomar's hand.
1 strike pitch. Knocked down. The throw to second is wild by Flora. White scooting towards third. He's being waved home. DeVon White will score to tie the game.
Got the fastball. He hits it sharply on the ground towards second base. Flora knocks it down, and then his throw is wide as he tried to rush it. He knew White had good speed. Look at the hustle, the determination. White rounds the bag, gets the go-ahead from Rich Hacker, and they've tied it up against the toughest reliever in the American League. Another look at the throw. Down and in, Schofield had no chance to make a play there. Look at White. He sees the play ahead of him. He knows he can score easily.
5-5. Winning runs on second for Joe Carter. There goes Alomar to third. Parrish won't throw it. Stolen base.
All year long, Alomar has utilized the stolen base to put pressure on the defense. None bigger than the one he just stole to tie Ricky Henderson.
Nobody out. Winning run on third. Base hit. Blue Jays win the East. Let the celebration begin. A team that's been in nail-biters all season long saves its best performance for the game they needed the win to clinch. This team took on a whole new look this season. It's the first celebration without Fernandez and Bell. Dave Steve left May 22nd. Hinky's been hurt twice. Lefty free agent Ken Daly hasn't been able to pitch. Last year's MVP Kelly Kruger missed 48 games. Even the manager went on the disabled list for 6 weeks with a bad back. Still, they've held first place for 101 straight days since the 23rd of June. And Toronto celebrates the third championship in 7 years. An incredible ninth inning. A single by Devon White. A ground ball to a second baseman out of Double-A ball, who threw it away and allowed a run to score. Roberto Alomar stole third base for the 19th time this season. And a base hit by Joe Carter over a drawn-in infield for his 108th RBI, clinched it for Toronto. Inside pitch, in on the hands, muscled it over the infield, drawn in, and Joe Carter has won a championship for the first time. The newcomers, White, Alomar, and Carter at the top of the order, who all season long have contributed so much to the Blue Jays attack, combined for a comeback against the toughest reliever in the American League, and Toronto has won the East Division crown. There's a great celebration going on at SkyDome tonight, and in the clubhouse of the Toronto Blue Jays, where we'll take you in a few moments, Toronto has clinched and will play the Minnesota Twins in the American League Championship Series starting next Tuesday in the Twin Cities. The Blue Jays 6 and the Angels 5. This is Labatt. Blue Jays baseball on TSN.
Mom, are they ready yet?
I'm still working on it.
Kellogg's Rice Krispie Squares are low in fat, easy to make, and they take no time at all.
These things take time.
But they taste so good. Your family will think you slaved over them all afternoon. And if that's what they think, well, what they don't know won't hurt them. Kellogg's Rice Krispie Squares.
Oh, I don't believe it. You should have knocked yourself out.
You are watching history unfold. The government of Canada has presented proposals for constitutional reform to Parliament. These proposals are now being studied by a special joint parliamentary committee. We invite you to take part in the process. It's your country. It's your right. Call 1-800-561-1188. Shaping Canada's future together.
Every day at Esso, we go to extremes. From desert heat to minus 40. Quality is essential to us. It's a lot of time, and it's a lot of care.
Our gasoline goes through at least 16 different quality control tests.
Nothing is left to chance. Quality is too important.
From the first test to the last stop.
At Esso, you can count on all of us for the quality of our products.
3M salutes the Olympic athletes who found a better way. Whose ideas were so original, there's no going back. That same innovative thinking helped us invent Scotch brand tapes, and people have been sticking with us ever since. 3M, innovation working for you.
Joe, tell me what was going through your mind. You stepped to the plate. You guys had fought back against one of the toughest pitchers in the league. What were you thinking about when you stepped to the plate in the ninth?
Well, I thought about butting the guy over. Harvey's been, I'm serious, you know, my job is to get the guy over, and I thought about Harvey's been tough on us the whole year. But the first pitch, you know, Robbie's got the running lead, he takes off, and I said, I'm going to take this pitch. He had a great jump. And after he gets on third base, I thought they may walk me, but they decided to pitch to me. And, you know, I knew he'd probably be coming with a fastball. And, he, you know, right in the middle of the play, I was just trying to hit the ball right up the middle. And, you know, it wasn't hit hard. It was a thing of beauty because it went past Schofield's glove. And I tell you what, that was probably the most exciting hit in my career ever.
What was going through your mind when you hit the bag at first?
I was on cloud nine, Buck. You know, I just, you know, I almost passed out. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, man, this is sweet.
Isn't this great?
This is great, Buck. You know,
bring Robbie in right now, Joe. Robbie, both of you guys and Devon White, 3 newcomers all year long. Seems as though they just set the stage for you, and they did it once again in the 9th inning. Tell me what you thought when you got that great jump at second base.
Oh, first of all, I have to say thank you to the fans for giving me the support this year that they've been giving us in Toronto. I got the greatest feeling when I was going to home plate. You know, I feel proud by Joe Carter. Joe Carter been struggling the last 2 weeks, and he came through with a big hit. And I'm real happy about him. I just trying to just steal a base because I knew he got a slow delivery to the plate. So, you know, I've been stealing bases all year round, and Cito gave me the green light, and I went to third base, and I'm happy to have made it.
Robbie, this has got to be a dream season for you. New team, new town, new league, and you took it by storm.
Well, I'm really happy to be here, Bob. I've been having a great year so far, and I have to say thank you to God to give me the ability to play this game. And, you know, coming here with Joe Carter, with my best friend, I think so. Yeah, that means something for both. And we're just having fun tonight, and I hope we win now. For now, we have to win the World Series now.
I got to ask you this question. Your daddy won a championship in '76. What's it mean to you now to win one too?
Well, it means a lot. You know, I want to win it this year. This year, we already make it to here. Not a lot of people make it to here where we are now, and we're gonna go for it.
You're not done yet, are you?
No, we're not done yet. We just clinched the division, but from now on, we have to still play hard and still aggressive like the way we've been playing.
Have fun, Robbie. Thank you. Wardo, nice going, buddy. Great job. Let me tell you something. You guys have been up against the wall all year long. First of all, Tom Henke went down. You had to pick up the slack at the start of the season. Then at the second part of the season, you got to be very satisfied with what's gone down tonight.
Well, I think, you know, you had a lot of other guys come through for us. You know, when other guys went down, like when Kelly went down, we had Ned Sprague step in and really fill his shoes, and it didn't seem like we ever missed Kelly out there, you know, but, you know, everybody wanted him back, and, you know, he eventually came back and started doing some things for us again. Tom goes down the first time. It was, you know, they come to the bullpen, and they say, hey, we need you guys now, and we need you guys to go hard. And, you know, I mean, everybody came through out there, you know, as well as they possibly could. And, you know, things like that, you know, what I think are different about this team this year and in the years past since I've been here is the fact that you haven't really got one guy standing out, you know, trying to lead everything. It looks like you got 24, 25 guys, and even guys that we got called up here, you know, stepped forward and did something for us.
Dwayne, that attitude was established in spring training, wasn't it?
I think it was. You know, everybody went in there, you know, carefree, really. I mean, with the acquisition of Joe and Robbie and Devon, and everybody just, you know, started getting, you know, happy-go-lucky, you know, kind of an atmosphere. And I tell you, I think we just carried it on over. You know, we had a bad spring, but everything turned around, you know, when the season started up, you know, and we had some bad breaks, you know, guys going down, but people turned it around and started picking up other people, and now here we are.
You met the best of the West, and you met the challenge. Congratulations.
Oh, okay, thanks a lot, Bucky.
Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Tom Candiotti, congratulations. I'm a little bit wet. Let me tell you, what did you think about taking the mound tonight? You could have been in Cleveland 32.5 out, but you're pitching in front of 50 grand for the championship of the East.
Oh, man, it was great. It was probably the biggest game I'd ever pitched before, and you know, I was feeling the anticipation of this thing, and just like the whole city was, and to all of a sudden you know, be part of that and had a chance to win it, I mean, I tell you, it was a great feeling.
This is a special team, isn't it?
It really is. You know, the guys, since I've been here, they've never stopped. They've never given up. Even tonight was an example. You know, even though they had probably the best relief pitcher in the game today out there, you know, we didn't give up. Devon started the hit. Robbie hit it hard, and we got a break there, and then Joe squeaked one through, and it was great. I mean, it was a great feeling.
It's magic, isn't it?
Oh, man, it was awesome. I wouldn't trade for nothing.
That's super. Congratulations,
All
Tom.
right.
Enjoy the night.
All right, thanks.
Dave Stieb sitting back, relishing the moment. And with me now is Jimmy Key. Jimmy, does it get any different? It's much excitement tonight as you can ask for.
It's just as exciting as our first two, but I tell you, I'm sitting around looking at everybody, and I'm looking forward to taking it a step further this time. I've been through this, it's my third time, and I want to go to the next one. This is fun, but I want to go to the next one.
What did it do to the players when Pat Gillick continued to make all the moves throughout the course of the season?
I've said all along this is Pat's best year since I've been here as far as trying to keep the team together with all the injuries we've had. He brought in quality people that he felt like it was going to be good down the stretch, and it paid off tonight. You see the Carter with a big hit, Maldonado with a big home run, Candiotti on the mound in a big game. It all paid off, and this is, to me, Pat's best year.
Looking back at the year in total, how much did the defensive improvement have to do with the improvement of the pitching staff as a whole?
Well, this is by far our best outfield defense. There's no question about that. And with Robbie at second base, he's by far the best second baseman we've ever had. So they're the reason that we got the leading ERA in the league. There's no question about that. We got basically the same pitchers. You just got better defense out there.
How does this team match up with the other teams that won the division championship as far as the way they've stuck together through some tough times?
Well, we had to stick through. You know, with Detroit and Boston both challenged us, and this team showed a lot of character holding together. And tonight didn't look good a couple times, but the guys kept fighting back and beat one of the best relievers, probably the best this year, to win this thing.
Jimmy's going to be a great trip to Minnesota.
I'm looking forward to it.
Enjoy it. Thank you. Devo, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. That's sweet.
It seems like not too long ago you were to Edmonton last year and everybody was ready to throw dirt on you, but it looks like the Blue Jays were the best medicine for Devon White.
Oh, definitely. It's new life for me over here, and hey, it's no feeling like this one tonight.
What did Cito Gaston's influence have to do with your season this year?
Oh, I think, you know, Cito is going to be on the top of my list. You know, Dave Winfield, he tried to take the money out of my pocket, but he's up there with Dave Winfield. I really respect these people, and Cito is just, you know, he showed me that he played baseball and you know what it's all about. It didn't, you know, coach just like, you know, other managers would. He was more like a player himself, and, you know, I was sad to see him go for that, you know, month or so. And when he came back and said he was 75%, hey, I couldn't tell you how I felt. I felt, you know, real secure when he was back. Nothing against
nothing against anybody at all.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this leadoff hit in the ninth. You step to the plate, your club is down. You guys have done it so often at the top of the lineup. Tell us what you were thinking when you saw that pitch coming.
Well, I'm looking pretty much for a fastball to get on Harvey. Yeah, he's an ace pitcher, and you know I'm trying to get on him before he can get deep in the count because he has an awesome forkball and he throws it probably 90 miles an hour. So my job was just try to get an extra base hit to get to second base, and Alomar, you know, do the usual and get me over, and Joe drive me in. But it didn't work that way.
Simple formula, isn't it?
Oh, simple formula. It's been going like that the whole year, and you know, it's with those two guys behind me. You know, it's a lot of confidence. I get up there and I'm like, sure, all I got to do is get on base. These guys gonna drive me in.
Looks like Devon White's having fun playing ball again.
Oh, definitely. The fun never went anywhere. You know, it's just, you know, maybe there's stuff around me, but the fun of this game never went anywhere.
Enjoy the night.
Thank you, Buck.
Candy. Way to go, Candy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This will be the 5th trip for you to the championship series. Does it get to be old hat after a while?
Well, no, but this is very special, you know, Buck. After what I went through all year and just coming here, I know they were there before, you know, they were in first place, and just being able to get another chance to show yourself again and at least be able to contribute.
Let's have a look at this 2-run homer off Scotty Bales. Any doubt about it at the plate?
Oh my God! All I wanted was to stay fair. But just the fact that we went ahead, you know, at that time, I just wanted to control my emotions because, you know, I know we still had a few more innings to go, but anything you can do, you know, this was important. You know, I figured that today, 4 million fans, they've been supporting this team. The organization wanted it to be this way. I think it's the greatest gift we could have.
What do you think about the Blue Jays finally realizing that you could contribute down the stretch and making a deal for you?
Thank you, Mr. Gillick. Thank you, Lord, because, you know, it made it possible. But, hey, this is a first-class organization from the top to the bottom. The trainers, you know, Jeff taking care of the equipment and the bat boys. It's like unbelievable. You know, I'm not saying this because we won it. Since I got the trade and I talked on the phone, everything was positive. And coming here, you know, this is the place we want to be. This is the place that I would like to finish my career, let me tell you.
Wouldn't be too bad. We'd love to have you. Congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
Randy.
Thank you.
Cito's with us, and he's just standing off to the side. But I tell you, you can see by the excitement. Boomer, congratulations, buddy. I saw you react after that home run. I know it was going through your mind. You felt like you may have let somebody down, but it's a happy time now. You deserve a lot of credit for the adjustments you've made, going from the starting role into the bullpen. Tell me your thoughts right now as you're relishing something that you had an awful lot to do with.
Well, I'm enjoying the moments right now, Buck. It's just, it's the best feeling that you can have, and one of the best feelings. Not the best, but one of the best. And, you know, I'm just feeling real good about myself and the team and the way we've come through and won this.
You've got, it's not done yet. I know you're not done yet. You got something else on your mind, don't you?
And you know it.
Enjoy the night, David.
Thank you, Buck.
Cito, congratulations. Been a long trek since spring training. This has got to take a little pressure off your back, huh?
Well, I'll tell you what. We can go over to Minnesota and relax for a couple of days anyway. It's hard to describe, Buck. You know, it's kind of like in '85 when we won. I guess in '87 too. I guess the first thing happened is tears came to my eyes because I know how hard these guys have fought this year. We've had a lot of injuries. Even the manager went down one time this year. So it's been a tough year, but these guys never quit. And, it's great.
Cito, you made an entire transition in the style of play, gone from an offensive club to a fundamentally sound, good defensive club with great pitching. Were you concerned at any point that maybe that wasn't going to be the right path to take for this ball club?
Well, you know, there was a time there that we had to scuffle for runs, and we did most of the year. But we managed to come up with a couple just like we did this last inning here, and it's been tough. But our guys just never quit, Buck. We don't have the home run power we used to have when you were here, and a lot of other guys were here. But we managed to pitch well and play good defense. And if you can pitch well and play good defense, you got a chance of doing just what we just did.
You got a lot of depth in the pitching staff. The defense has improved tremendously. You knew what you were going to get with Joe Carter. RBIs, clutch player, quality guy. Robbie Alomar, maybe a bit of an unknown because he was so young. But what about what Devon White gave you this year in center field?
Well, I tell you, if we'd have had Devon in center field last year, we probably would have won last year. I think Mookie did an outstanding job in center field. But I think Devon takes a little bit of pressure away from the guys on his right or left side of him. He's just been an outstanding player. And we got a lot of the most valuable players on this team. I don't know which one to pick, but.
What did you think when you went to the bottom of the ninth against one of the toughest pitchers in the league? You had your top three guys up at the plate, and you got to say, well, can they do it?
Well, this is tough. I said this is going to be tough. We got Ike going out of there, which I was kind of happy to see. But, you know, if you bunt him over the way our bullpen's going right now, so we took a chance, and it worked out. Sometimes you have to take a chance, but 9 times out of 10, he would probably get us out.
Cito, how far can this ball club go?
We can go all the way, Bob.
Super. Enjoy the night.
Thanks. Okay.
David, congratulations, buddy. Got to be kind of a tough time for you. I can relate to what you're going through right now. And tell me what's really on your mind. I know you were awfully excited when they finally won that game tonight.
Well, I've already gone through the tough times, Buck. You know, it's great to be here and great to see these guys do this. It's a truly talented team, a deep team. For a team like us to have the injuries we did and have guys step in key roles and do the job, you know, this is obviously a great team.
When you sat back and you lost Ken Daly in spring training, then Tom Henke went down, then the injury to yourself, that really has to say a lot about the depth of this organization.
Yeah, it does. It speaks for itself, and you know, that's the big change, I think, in this ball club this year from past years.
You're going to hang with him and go through the whole thing?
I sure am.
Enjoy it. Good seeing you, Dave. Kelly Gruber. Congratulations, Kel. Got to feel great, doesn't it?
Oh, it feels great.
Does this one feel any better than the other two?
Not really. It doesn't, but I'll tell you this, the expectation does.
You know, it's been kind of a shaky year because of the injuries for you, but you had a spurt there in September that really got the club turned around in the right way in the way they started the month of September.
Well, I don't know if it was me, but we all did a super job. I think a lot of credit goes to a lot of people all the way up the top, all the way to the bottom, and it's just a great team effort. And we had big plays coming all year from Robbie and the new guys, Joe and Devon. We couldn't have done it without them.
This is a true team, isn't it?
I think so. I really do. I think it's a championship team, and I feel good about everything. I really do.
Enjoy the night, group. Have a great trip to Minnesota.
Thanks, Buck.
Jim, that's the story down in the clubhouse. Now let's go back upstairs to you.
Now, what a tremendous celebration. Dave Stieb involved in it. Who would have thought this team could win the championship with an 18-game winner from a year ago out of the lineup since the 22nd of May? Jimmy Key touched on it when he said Pat Gillick might have had his best year. He acquired White, he acquired Alomar and Carter and Maldonado and Candiotti. And in one of his best moves he might have made in 1987 when he made a trade Mike Sharperson to Los Angeles and picked up Juan Guzman, who now hasn't lost in his last 20 starts. And when Dave Stieb went down, he came on to go 10-2 down the stretch and be a great contributor to a championship for the Toronto Blue Jays. Maybe Pat Gillick is the MVP for the Toronto Blue Jays this season, but I'm sure they'd hand that award to a few people in the clubhouse right now. Final score in a thrilling comeback, a 6-5 win for the Blue Jays over the California Angels to sew up the East.
The SkyDome tonight got their money's worth, except the ones that left when they thought, wow, the Jays aren't going to be pulling this one out.
People actually left, Kev? No way.
No.
Not those people, not the Jays fans. Thanks very much. Well, they say one is a lonely number, but for the record-setting 4 million-plus fans who have watched the Jays all season at the SkyDome, one was a magic number. One more win or one more Red Sox loss, and the Blue Jays would have their third division title. The only thing that stood in the way of the Jays and their fans turning the Dome into a giant party room was the California Angels. Tom Candiotti got the call for Toronto to try and get that one win. Things don't look good for the Candyman early. Down 1-0 in the fourth. Gary Gaetti laces a pitch into the left field corner. A ground rule double, scores 2 runs, and it is 3-0 for the Halos. But in the fifth, the Jays come back. Devon White hits a bases-loaded smash that is too hot for Gary Gaetti. Dave Parker scores. It's 3-1. Then starter Joe Gray walks Roberto Alomar to bring in the Blue Jays' second run. Borders crosses the plate. Suddenly it's 3-2. To the sixth now. Scott Bales on in relief. A man on for Candy Maldonado, and he loses this pitch into the seats in left. A 2-run blast, his 12th of the year and 7th as a Jay made it 4-3. It was only the Blue Jays' second hit of the game. Fans loving it as Candy crosses the plate, but those would turn soon to frowns in the eighth. Dave Winfield, the Jay killer, facing David Wells. He takes the boomer downtown into the seats. Wells can't believe it. Watch Cito here. He's shaking his head as well. This tied the game at 4 apiece. That was Winfield's 28th big fly of the year. Top of the ninth, Mike Timlin on the mound. Dave Gallagher at the plate. He sends one into shallow left. Abner on his horse takes off and scores. The Angels are in front 5-4. But hold on. Let's go to the bottom of the ninth. The Jays reach into their magic bag. Devon White at first. Alomar ground ball to second. The ball gets away, and Devo is going to motor home with a tying run. Roberto goes to second on the play. Then the drama. Here is the moment the fans were waiting for. Alomar steals third. Joe Carter at the plate, and who better to single home the winning run? Alomar will cross the plate, and the celebration at the SkyDome begins. Their third American League East title in Blue Jay history. And we can run some other footage. Let's go back to the local. There's the winning run, and here's how the fans at the locker room reacted as they saw the winning run come across the plate. The Minnesota Twins are up next for the Blue Jays as they start the championship series on Tuesday. They've got a little 3-game series on the weekend, but it'll be a great chance for the Jays to rest their players. Now, while the Jays were finishing up with the Angels, the Red Sox were desperately trying to keep their postseason hopes alive with a win over Detroit. Let's go to the top of the first now. Joe Hesketh uncorks a wild pitch. Skeeter Barnes will race in from third. He is safe. It's 1-0 for the Tigers. Bottom of the first, Jody Reed at the plate, and he drives one just inside the left field line and into the corner. Wade Boggs trots home, and suddenly this game is tied at 1-1. Now let's go to the top of the third. Pete Incaviglia, the big guy, singles to left center. Skeeter Barnes scores to make it 2-1 for the Tigs, and Bob McIntyre is smiling at this point. To the fifth inning, the Sox will come back. The game is tied at 2. Big Mo Vaughn drives in Plantier. It was 3-2. But who cares? The Sox are winning, but it doesn't matter anymore because the Jays have already clinched. I'm sorry, Red Sox fans, it is over. But the battle for top spot in the National League West is not over. It continued tonight. The Braves trailing the front-running Dodgers by 1 as they took on the Reds in Cincinnati. And we have some of the highlights from Riverfront. Braves need just 1 inning to beat the Reds tonight. It's the first inning. Terry Pendleton down the first base line. Lonnie Smith comes home. Pendleton will motor all the way around a third, and he is in with a